Don, are you already starting your
My
recording?
1 second. Yeah, you go ahead. 5, 4, 3, 2. DM, take it away. Episode shit, not episode shit. This is episode 11. Why don't you tell us the backstory, Mr. DM?
Alright, so last session you guys had finally crept into the swamps of the blighted lands to the north of the city. You guys there encountered some strange vine-looking wisps, and they had not provoked an attack, though finally, once provoked by Torrent, they all sprung on you guys, therefore starting the encounter with a lovely screecher, which began to stun everybody in a wide range, as well as a frog ghoul, which attempted to drag people away and slap them with its tongue. Upon finally overcoming the encounter, you guys started rummaging through the swamps, therefore coming across a dilapidated small shack looking house. Finally, Jaden decided to turn into a weasel and go inside the house, encountering a large python, but was able to sneak past and enter in a room, finding some lovely things to open. However, being a weasel, he was unable to open them. Carrying back the information, he brought it back to the party. It was Voluble who sorry.
But you can't top and type at the same time?
No, because I start saying what I'm typing. Okay, anyway.
Most professional on Twitch. We're gonna set up a
really?
Patreon for this shit. Welcome.
Matt Mercer V2, baby.
Man, that guy sucks compared to us. Check this shit out. Production
Bitch-ass
value.
people.
Anyway.
Production value out the ass. Sorry, go ahead.
Kyle is not people.
Voluble, who was able to very light-footed sneak into the house, encountered the same python. The python made him a deal. For a meal, he would allow him safe passage by him without any trouble. Voluble was able to open the both of the nightstands on each side of a large bed, as well as open a chest. When first attempting to break the chest, sprung a trap, was able to pull his hand out in time to evade the trap, and proceeded to open the chest. Upon opening it, he found a dozen jewels and what else did I give you? A healing potion. From there, you guys exited the building, and that is where we will begin tonight's session. Janet, if you didn't notice, all that you have to do is right-click on my name and drag the volume slider over.
Oh, now you're people again. Okay.
Well,
I told you
yeah,
to do that in the chat. Like, why can you not follow?
No, I can.
Just don't. The main reason is because I'm trying to do the intro and get.
That's why I typed it instead of asked you.
Okay.
You made it a thing.
Hey, I have a question.
Because you're not a woman.
Hey,
You can't multitask.
I have a question. What happened to the demon dude? Or did I miss that?
Oh,
He bounced,
right.
but nobody chose to. Oh, you were asking why he didn't talk about it. Gotcha.
So the after the encounter, you guys stumbled upon a devil of sorts standing on top of an onyx tree stump. The devil attempted to make a deal with each of you in exchange for your souls, improved stats, or other things were what were offered. nobody took the deal, and the demon, before anybody could offer anything else in exchange, teleported away.
Which is just bullshit for those you watch on YouTube. I tried to offer that motherfucker tons of shit, but he wasn't having it. He wanted my soul, which is bullshit. Anyways.
Well, yeah, you're a paladin.
Sorry.
And now we will begin tonight's session. So, everybody get ready. So you guys have successfully made it out of the building, looking out out at the blighted swamps before you. You don't have much of a clue where to go from here. What would you guys like to do?
Wander randomly around the swamp.
Okay, we got one for wandering. Anybody want to do anything?
I want to wander around the swamp and look for anything in particular that might be of interest.
You guys spend about 3 hours wandering around the swamp, unable to find anything in particular. Looking around, it seems like you're going in circles almost. The visuals repeating themselves. This blighted swamp, obviously turning your mind around, not giving you much of a grasp on your surroundings. You have successfully used about 3 hours of time wandering.
I'm hungry.
Valuable. Do your thing. Track stuff.
Just so the audience knows, Chris, aka Voluble, is going to be typing tonight due to some technical issues. Alright, so we want to go hunting. What do you want to go hunting for?
Preferably something edible.
There's many things around the swamp that you're not sure are edible or that you would want to eat. This is blighted lands, mutated creatures, disease-ridden corpses, all of the sorts.
Well, I'm getting hot and sweaty and hungry, so I gotta do something.
You're in a backpack. Why are
I
you?
know, I'm hot! This is what happens when you get stuffed in a backpack.
You're more than welcome to get out and walk.
But then I'll get dirty.
Jaden just doesn't say anything and just shakes his head and keeps walking.
Unfortunately, Chris, you spend some time looking around for certain things to eat, but it doesn't look like anything is around you to hunt and kill, to cook and eat. It is now approaching nighttime. The sun is starting to set. You can tell because the swamp isn't quite as lit up as it used to be, though dark before, it's darker now.
Gonna try to keep walking around, or what are we doing in the swamp?
Well, the dark doesn't make any difference to me, but some of you that is not the case for.
Yeah. I mean, we can keep going. Can we find a spot to... Yeah, I got a torch, man.
I was just gonna ask if you had some way, because I don't want you tripping over a tree or something with me in
Yeah,
your
well,
backpack.
how about I light it and then you can hold it, you know? So have a bunch of light over here.
Okay, so Jaden flicks open his wrist and a small flame is produced in his palm that he uses as a small torch. Torin pulls out a stick with a rag wrapped around the top of it and lights it with the flame from Jaden's hand. Holds it out in front of you.
No, I'm handing it up to her, man. She's gonna hold it up higher. Means more light,
Oh,
dude.
she's the torchbearer.
Yeah, man. What the fuck not?
Ordell can either use a torch himself, or he can use the light from towards.
I'm just gonna use the light from them and be on the outside of like the brighter light of it and just teleport from dim light to dim light within their torch light. Like I'm
Okay.
not even walking.
If you are shadow stepping, you're going to use a count of key every time you use
No,
it.
no, I'm not. It's free. It doesn't cost key to do it.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, it's completely free.
Oh, nice. Never mind then. Continue on. So, what are you guys going to do now? Are any of you guys going to do anything to try and grasp your surroundings? Try and, get any sort of bearings on anything, really?
Dude, that's gotta be not me. It's gotta be our
Well, in
ranger
the dark,
man.
there's definitely not going to be anywhere we're going to get much sight, since 60 foot is going to be the limit of our vision. So we either roam around on the ground, or we wait till tomorrow and then try to get, find a mountain or a hill or something to use for height.
So we're gonna bed down.
I say we make camp and just try again in the morning.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Well, I'm not making this decision by myself, so
We'll send the
let's
snake.
take a vote.
Snake.
Let's take a vote.
Father Bill wants to send the snake. So
Alright, what's the flying snake's stats? Just a moment. Blind sight up to 10 feet. Passive perception 11. Alright. Not too far ahead. Alright, give me a perception check. Just 1d20, please. The snake, with its limited vision, is unable to really see any detail of anything. It sees creatures which it is able to communicate back to you telepathically, small rodents and such that it can locate with its heat vision. But other than that, it doesn't see anything. Nothing of note.
guys, should we try to get the hell out of the swamp, or are we gonna keep going?
You guys are very deep in the swamp. There's no getting out of this swamp.
Fuck.
You guys are now
Well, it
about.
wouldn't really do us any good to get out anyway, unless we were going to go all the way back to town to try to ask somebody for directions or something.
Which is an option.
Somebody feed me.
Feed your own damn self.
Oh wait, I'm in a backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a ration back there if you want it. Just one. Just
But
one.
one is 2, right?
No.
You
One
are
is
not
one.
Ordell.
Listen, 1 is in fact 2. I've done it. I've done the counting.
See, I'm going with Ordell on this one.
One.
1.5.
What is this, an auction? One.
I'm in your backpack. I can pretty much eat however many I want, but I'm trying to negotiate.
Go ahead. Fine. Eat two. That's fine.
Federer proceeds to chow down, narrowing your guys' rations.
Nah, no concern. We have unlimited rations as long as I don't die. Actually, as long as the two of us don't die.
This is true. So
Hopefully
night is
nobody's
rapidly
catching on
approaching. The dim light getting dimmer.
Somebody should set up a campfire.
Well, okay. So there was the DM suggested, are you sure you want to spend the night here? The snake couldn't figure shit out. So can we try to
Do
forge?
we have much of a choice?
Can somebody else try and get our bearings to get headed in the right direction?
Can I do a survival check?
Yes, sir,
For
you can.
that.
So, how are you going to get a bearing on your surroundings?
Like, I know anything about getting bearings in swamps. I don't know.
Climb a tree, gonna.
Yeah, sure, I'll climb a tree. I ain't afraid of no climbing trees.
Okay, so climbing up a tree, narrowly avoiding some of the snakes and other creepy crawlies that are crawling down this gnarled dead tree. You're able to prop yourself up on the top of the tree and get a good look at the large swamp that you guys are currently deep in. Off in the distance, you see a glow of a fire almost. It's over towards the northeast. It's a little bit of a ways, maybe about 2.5 hours of a walk. But you're able to see it just barely off in the distance.
I'll relay that information to my companions.
Do you guys set off in that way?
Yep.
I'm also gonna do a nature check just to see if I can't like commune with the plants to see if there's any dangers in the area.
Do you have the spell?
All right. Oh, that's right. I would actually need to spell off the plants. Never mind. I don't have that prepared.
Alright.
Well, I mean, we can go, I suppose. I don't really care either way. We're not
Yep.
here looking for a camp of people, so
So what way would you guys like to go? Would you guys like to forge on more aimlessly, or would you like to attempt to reach the fire off in the distance?
I'm down for a fire. This
Try to head to the fire.
the swamp
Please
is
fire.
smelly and gross.
Yeah, you're starting to smell.
Yeah, the smell of sulfur and rot is definitely teasing your senses, making you quite hungry.
It's almost ruining my appetite.
Alright, so you guys set off towards the fire in the distance. About 2 hours go by, and then you walk a little bit further, and you see the fire suddenly creep into your vision. And you notice there are many forms around it, many shadows. You're not able to make out any details with the distance that you're at.
All right, somebody with night sight crap. I'm staying back here.
Volleyball, you have night sight, right?
So do you.
I know, but he's quieter than I am. Wait, I have boots of stealth. All right, I'm gonna sneak over there and see if I can get closer without being seen.
Wait, just a second. So you have your boots of elven kind. Are you sure that you put those on and you attune to them?
Dude, I did that as soon as we got them moons ago.
Very
Remember?
well. Make sure that you
Oh,
keep
yeah.
track of how many items you are attuned to. You can only attune to so many.
Viable wants to know if you want him to come with you.
Oh yeah, just keep an arrow knocked.
Okay, I need a stealth check from both of you as well as a perception check. Devin, roll yours at advantage. Just a stealth check for advantage.
You got it. If I can find it, I'm tripping. There we go.
Even with advantage, he's sort of loud. He is unable to step very far without breaking twigs and kind of making a little bit of noise. Do you wish to proceed, Evan? Devin?
Oh, sorry. I forgot I was supposed to talk. No, I was going to say, no, I'm going to stop at this point, and I'm going to tell Volleyball, you go ahead and you go closer, and I'll back you up, because I'm being too loud.
Alright, yeah, you're able to, Voluble is able to sneak up and get a much better vantage point than anybody else. You notice these creatures, they look like lizards, though they're more humanoid than lizard, though their skin is rather scaled. Some of them have shields and swords, some of them have tridents, some of them have spears, some of them are wielding absolutely nothing at all.
Oh, Lord, Johnny's freaking out. Do they look dangerous?
Judging from their swords and shields and spears and tridents, yes, I would be confident in saying yes, they look dangerous. And yes, rather large teeth as well as large claws. Give me a nature check, please. Yeah, you notice these as large lizard men. They tower at about 7 feet, and each of them seem of their own specialization. Their eyes do gleam with some intelligence. At this current point, you are just barely in the tree line, which is about 20 feet away from the actual village itself. You can count many different forms.
So you saw a bunch of taurins, is what I'm gathering.
There might be many lizards, but I'm the best looking one you've ever seen.
Well, I mean, technically you're like the only lizard man I've seen. So,
ever?
Yes.
Oh, ever?
Should we
Yeah.
try to send Torin in by himself silently and friendly? Or not silently.
Well,
but-
for the record, Torin is nothing near what these guys are. They would certainly not by default be friends.
Okay, never mind then. I thought maybe they were the same place.
That was Ordell being racist.
Anyway, okay. I'm not sure if there's a safe way to gauge if these people are friendly or not.
Me either, too.
Well, I am more than happy to go talk to them, as I'm not really a full person either. They seem like the kind of folks I get along with.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not bears, but you know, they're like lizards, and we come all from half animals, right?
And
lizard man.
Katerian's probably the most friendly guy in our entire group, so I think that's a safe call.
Well, I'm still not sure why we don't just send Taurin in, since they're both lizards.
Because Torin's not a lizard.
Yeah, I'm a
I
dragon.
don't see it.
See
Got
see these teeth? See the difference? Long tongues.
No.
Actually, no, that might be a bad point, Torin, because in every instance you just mentioned, y'all are identical.
Yeah, I'm still not seeing any difference.
Well,
Lizard.
these teeth are much sharper, sexier than those teeth over there. There's probably a huge difference. Just have to be.
You know, if you want to be a special lizard, you can be a special lizard.
Pretty sure I'm a pretty special lizard, as you would
Yeah,
say.
see, exactly. Special lizard. Still a lizard.
Oh, Wardell. So what are we doing? Are we
Well, like I said, I'm happy to go speak to him if y'all want.
Let's go. Let's try that. Let's send Katerian out
by himself?
by himself.
To go
And
talk to these by himself.
and yeah, we're gonna wait, and he's gonna exploit. He's gonna show himself friendly. And,
I think if we're gonna go up, we might as well all go up. Why would we send just one?
we might seem threatening.
So we'll keep our
Well,
weapons.
there are more of them than us, so that's a bonus.
How many of them were there? Did we get a number?
I don't think he gave us a solid number. He just said there's a number of forms.
Yeah.
Are they taller than me?
How tall are you?
It's an important question. God.
Yes,
Well, he
we
said
don't
they're
want
about
the
7
dragon
feet
to feel
tall, so-
insignificant.
They're 7 feet. Wait, 7 feet lizards?
That's what he said.
Jesus Christ, I think they are bigger.
I mean, they're real lizards, right?
I want to say. Where is? Oh, it didn't come over with the thing. Yeah, it didn't come over with the new update. Yeah, no, I'm 6'2". Yeah, they're taller than me. This is bullshit.
So
you're a
what you're
small
saying
lizard.
is that these lizards are more dragon-sized than you are.
Keep it up, Ordell, and you're gonna be the first thing we throw up there to go visit these big lizards.
So you want me to kill all your cousins?
As the time passes, you guys notice a couple of lizard men have begun scouting out further into the trees, drawn towards the sounds of your voices.
None of them have gone to sleep? Isn't it sleeping? Shouldn't they be going to bed?
Negative. It's still early night.
Maybe they're nocturnal. You don't know. I'll be judging.
Are we sending in Katarian?
I'm gonna go meet these guys coming into the trees. No weapons drawn.
Okay. And what are the rest of you guys going to be doing?
Can I stay kind of close without being up his rear?
Do you want to stay hidden?
I can't stay hidden. I've got a friggin' miniature person in a back sack holding a torch. I mean, if you're saying I can, I'm all about it, but...
You would need to roll a stealth check if you wish to stay hidden. Otherwise, if you are approaching in plain view, that'll be a different situation.
What do you think, Katarian? Do we try to roll up next to you quietly, or do you want me to walk next to you?
If you're gonna do it, don't do it quietly. We don't want to seem like we're being suspicious.
All right.
Do it. We just walk up and be like, "What's up?"
All right, yep. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm actually gonna take the torch back from half point up top. Tell her to duck down.
Okay, I'm gonna hide back in the pack.
All right. And so I'm holding the torch now, and make sure all my stuff's put away. But it's it's presentable, so I look like paladin bro. I'm gonna walk up next to Katarian. I'm gonna let Katarian take the lead though, so he's gonna be a couple steps ahead of me.
Okay.
Yeah, and let's give it just a second before we approach Kyle. I'm gonna go ahead and speak with animals.
Okay. So, walking out, seemingly not armed, but as passively as possible.
No, not passively. Just not with a weapon.
Non-threateningly.
I'm not trying to come
Non-threatening.
off like a pussy to a bunch of animals who are then gonna take it as I'm free food.
Right. Okay. And then Chris, your stealth is still intact, so you're able to blend in with your surroundings, as well as Ordell seems to disappear in the dark depths of the swamp. Upon approaching, you see both guards that have started walking towards the team. Both suddenly draw both of their arms. One of them wielding a large shield and a large axe, and another one with just a spear. And they say, "Halt!"
I'll stop moving forward, but I'm going to kind of give a soft greetings.
I'm also gonna stop. I'm going to just seeing them pull their weapons up. I'm just gonna pull my shield up. I still haven't, done anything threatening with my weapon. Just kind of, my shield's got its symbol on it. So I'm just gonna pull it on up, kind of hold it close towards my body, and see where it goes from there.
Okay, so you clutch your shield closer to you, kind of raising it up in a manner that you could easily attempt to defend yourself if something happens. The lizard men, one of the larger ones to the left, says, "State your business."
We're looking for a thing. And we're not sure where the thing is located. We saw your fire. Thought we might stop by and see if we could offer a trade of some type of information.
Jade, is that you?
Right?
What?
No, they're saying because I walked up and just kind of out of the blue blurted our business, like Jaden always does. But they did ask me first, Jaden. They asked me.
You literally said we're looking for a thing.
The lizard
I mean,
man.
these are like half lizard-looking people. I want to be direct with them. I don't want to try to carry on a fluid conversation like they were a human, because they're not. I don't want to insult them.
And they're also requesting, they're being very direct, and they're getting a direct answer in response, which is kind of the best way to approach these situations rather than attempting to beat around the bush and possibly annoy them. The lizard man kind of lowers his weapon, though you notice his hand still grasping it and it's still ready. He says, "Come out."
I'm going to motion the group. Come on, fellas. Ain't very polite to be hiding in the trees while we got friends here.
I'll come out slowly.
And I'm going to slip a few words in Druidic, not aimed at Jaden, but aimed in the general area in front of me. Just saying, "Greetings, fellows," to see if there happen to be any among them who also follow the path.
One of them, which has no arms, instead has just claws, and has a light brown leather vest on, responds back.
Okay,
And-
before you go any further, by no arms, did you mean no weapons or legitimately no arms?
Yeah, no arms, literally,
Okay,
by no
alright.
weapons.
Because at first I'm like, wait, what? Where are the claws coming out of them?
It just says stumps, man.
Stumps, yo. Just like one big claw on each stump.
Which is also his name.
What's up, Stumpy? All right. You receive a response that says, "So you are a druid. How many are you? How many of your is there in your group that you're coming here with?"
There are 6. Though only one other walks the path, and he's kind of fake druid, but he kind of pretends. And I just kind of nod my head over to short stuff over there.
Jaden intones in Druidic. Excuse me, that was rude.
The druid nods his head towards his companions, who ease up on their weapons, and they exchange words in their own tongue, which none of you are able to understand. a response comes back in Druidic and asks if you
Wait,
guys
are you sure they're not speaking Draconic?
Do you know Draconic?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well then you can understand. So you hear the one asking, or you hear the one telling, relaying the information that he received back, and you overhear the other one respond with, "Do they mean harm?" And the druid responds in the same manner. He says, "Do you wish harm? Is there going to be any trouble with you here?"
We have no interest in battle. That's why we came forward willingly to greet you. Like I said, we are just interested in possible trade of whatever we have that may be of interest to you for any information you may have of the area.
Perhaps do you know of any place we can find lounging, safe lounging for the night?
It's safe lodgings.
You know what I mean, yes.
And things that aren't rations.
The lizard man says, "Come forward, each of your group. State your names, and we'll escort you back to our group. Our chief will decide what becomes of you."
Okay.
Nod my head. Seems fair. I am the Bear King Patarian, and then I look to Jaden to go next.
They call me Jaden.
Are you guys speaking in Draconic or Druidic, or are you?
No, I'm going to
speaking
speak in common at this point, so nobody's left excluded.
Yeah, I'm also gonna speak in common. I'm not sure. I want to let them know that I understand them yet.
Do each of you step out and state your names?
Yes.
Or are the couple of you staying hidden? Because you have not broken stealth yet.
I think everybody did.
No. Voluble is still hidden, as well as Ordell.
I mean, seeing that everybody is making greetings and being friendly and putting away weapons, Ordell will go ahead and shadow step over and be like, "Hello, I'm Ordell."
Okay, yeah, you break stealth and you introduce yourself in common, I'm sure. Okay, both of the guards notice a sound coming from the trees and instantly put up their weapons. After you take a step out of the darkness and come into the glow of the torch produced by Torin, they lower their weapons again and give you a slight nod.
Oh, I handed that torch back up the short stuff because she popped out to ask questions about food because that's all she ever gives a shit about. So
Listen, that is not true.
it's so she has
Not true.
she has a torch again. Torn's gonna introduce himself in common, make a slight gesture towards his shield, and just kind of nod.
Okay. Upon you all walking forth, you hear one of the guards call out in Draconic. This is just being translated to you, Jaden.
course.
Nope.
Oh, that's right. You can understand too. Yeah. That's your racial. Yeah. So both of you hear the call from one of the lizard men. It sounds like a hiss followed by a shout of backup. Essentially, he's calling for backup. Promptly, about 6 more lizard men emerge from behind the others. They surround you and begin escorting you towards their village.
How's their demeanor? Like, there's an escort where they're really tight, their weapons are drawn, or is this like weapons are close? Like I need a little atmosphere here. Are they pointing shit at us, or is it more like they've just kind of showed up to walk with us on our way in?
Weapons are drawn and they are clutched at the ready. They aren't like super in on your group. They're not tight in. They're more spread out, kind of expanding their area of search, essentially.
Okay.
Each of them being sure to keep a keen lookout for possibly any others that they hadn't seen. Essentially making sure that they're not being taken for fools. Quickly, you guys come upon a muddied walkway, and the walkway is made of wood, though a lot of it is decaying, and some of it sinks down into the swamp as you take a step onto it. Chris is leaving his snake behind. Upon that, you hear one of the guards call up to the other that is a lookout on top of one of the towers, and you guys proceed into the village unscathed. Just a second. Upon entering the village, some of the guards peel away and resume their post as they start walking across the walkways. And the other ones tightly close in around you. A short time passes, and you guys are up against the fire, looking towards a lizard that has a cape on, seemingly a slight cloak with a red tint to it. This one looks female in stature. The other one is a large 7.5 foot tall lizard wielding a trident that has gleaming rubies embedded in the blade. The guards tell you, stay respectful, you are in the presence of our chieftain. And with that, each of them kneel down before their chief. And they explain the situation, that they found you and have escorted you inside. The chief doesn't seem
I'll
upset.
take a knee for him too.
Same.
With that, each of the guards peel away. And resume their posts, walking along, seeming to keep watch over the village. The chieftain says, "So you've come seeking something. What is that something?"
I would just snatch my hand towards Katarian with the most sarcastic look on, with the most sarcastic grin on my face.
Well, we're looking for an arcane crystal.
And you think you would find that here in the Blighted Lands?
No, that's the instructions we were given. Of course, it's always possible we're wrong, but we won't know until we look.
How long have you been here?
We got here earlier today. Technically, you could probably say last night. Our directions were a little off, so we got here a little sooner than we think, possibly.
Chieftain kind of laughs and says, "You guys have been in here for a full day and a half, or 2 days?" They say, "Yeah, sounds about right if you don't know where you're going." these swamps can be treacherous and they can turn your mind around. Says, tell me why you have come into the village.
Well, because your guards brought us in when we mentioned that we would like to negotiate.
Okay, what would you like to negotiate?
Information.
Information about this crystal.
Well, ideally, yes, but at least about the swamp as a whole, since you obviously know much more about it than we do.
The chief nods and motions to what you expect to be his queen or chiefess. And she walks into one of the huts. And you hear a couple words of Draconic. Easily able to gather the words of "Come, we need your services," and both of them reappear before you. This guard has the seeming guard has a hatchet currently and a shield at his side. Says you're looking for a crystal. You need information. I know these swamps like the back of my hand. Says my name is Groshk.
Give a nod in his direction. Pleased to meet you, Grush.
Says there are ruins quite far away. They might house the item in which you are seeking, though there are many landmarks around here. There's also a large gnarled tree that has somewhat of an arcane feel. The magic surrounding it sizzles, for lack of a better term. However,
Both of those do seem to be interesting places.
he nods. Says both in opposite directions as well. One to the northeast, one to the northwest. So, now they kind of look at you with inquisitive eyes, and they say, or a chief says, "What have you to offer us for this information?"
Well, I'm not exactly sure what you'll be interested in, but and I look to. Well, actually, let me ask if he is here. The shaman, is he one of these guys here?
So the shaman is the. Are you talking about the druid that you spoke to?
Yes.
No. That druid has since returned to his post. You do notice that the woman standing before you has no arms. However, she doesn't seem to be the druid type.
So I will pull out a scroll and aim it in her direction, and I'll unfurl it. And I will say, I do have a couple of parchments that contain reasonably powerful magics that could be interested to some of your group. And I'll hold that in one hand, and I'll pull out my potion of healing in the other. And this restorative elixir might also prove useful to some individuals.
The woman takes kind of a step back and looks inquisitively. Give me a persuasion check, please.
Yeah, just because I'm gonna go ahead and reroll it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't mind putting a little effort here.
Okay.
These are my peoples.
She nods and she steps forward. gently, you notice, taking the items out of your hands. She says, "These will be useful in our training." And she puts it in one of the huts towards the back of the village before re-entering the scene.
And while she's walking away, I'm gonna look at Grusk here, and I'm gonna pull my frost base with the hand still attached, assuming it didn't melt off at some point, out of my bag, and I'm gonna offer it to him with a shirt wrapped around it or my blanket wrapped around it because it is cold as fuck. And I'll be like, you seem to be the warrior type. This might interest you. As you can tell by the frost around it, it is quite cold, but it does bear some reasonable power.
Grosh reaches out and takes the weapon. Giving it a quick appraisal, he tosses it to another one of the guards, which the guard grasps it with a bare clawed hand, and it begins to freeze his hand. You notice Grosh kind of takes a twisted amusement with it, noticing what happens. He chuckles softly to himself, and he says, "Unfortunately, I'm not one for the blunt types. I oftentimes, either it's an axe or a trident that I prefer to wield. I thank you, though, and that will go to good use for our guards. If
give him
it
enough.
ever thaws from his arm."
Yeah. I thought me holding it in a blanket would be sufficient notice not to wield it open-handed overly much, but yeah, it'll come off eventually. I think.
If all else fails, we can lop it off. Us lizardmen, we have fairly good regenerative properties.
Just not appreciatively.
The chieftain once again steps forward and says, "Information? Do you need more? Do you have anything to ask us? Any direction you need?"
I think the only thing further we would need is as detailed instructions on how to get to these two locations as Mr. Grush could provide.
Grosh leans forward and he says, "You have two options. I can either lead you there, or you can wander yourself in these swamps. It would
Well, when
take
you put
me,"
it that way.
he says, "it would take me quite some time to write a detailed map or give you detailed instructions on getting there, and who's to say normal survivors as yourselves would be able to make it there as my chief." What?
Does he seem like he is interested in coming? Like, am I catching that his tone is changing? Like when he talked about coming with us. Like, is there a way that I can try to persuade him to be like, hey, instead of doing a map, why don't you come along?
Well, are you trying to persuade him to come, or are you trying to do an insight check to see what he's meaning by the things that you're saying?
I don't know how that would work. Do I need to do one so I can do the other?
No, you would do one or the other.
Okay, I would like to try and persuade him to come along on a fun adventure to these places. Hopefully to find what we're looking for.
Okay, give me a persuasion check. Alright. So, he nods. He says, I could do for some exercise. It's been a couple days since I've gone out that way in these swamps. With that, he has seemingly joined your cause for the time being.
So, now that we've traded information and we have a guide, perhaps we could find a little rest. We could even, one of us could stay up throughout the night to help out with any sort of guarding that you may have to do our part to You know, maybe some food. This little person right here eats for pretty much all of us. But I'm sure we could help out with somebody to guard throughout the night, and perhaps in the morning head on out.
I don't. Did Salira introduce herself? I don't remember her
Yes.
doing that.
She did, and asked about food, man. It's like,
Okay.
Yeah, don't you remember?
Yeah.
Food.
Yeah.
And then
I
Torin
remember
made that
food.
rude comment about food.
she literally
remember-
popped out of the bag and was like, "Hey, you got anything better than rations?"
I remember that part, but I don't remember you giving the name. But okay. Yeah, they offer you, though the quarters are quite dirty and not exactly the kindest of things. Fairly rocky, not exactly comfortable in any sense of the words. They offer you a couple bunks. They seem little more than cots, I should say. The dirt and the grime of the swamps have obviously been on these things, obviously from the guards. And Groshk escorts you to the hut and says, "These are your quarters. Don't be out unless you are asked to leave."
So did they accept our offer to have somebody like help out with watch?
You don't know yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
They didn't really acknowledge the question. All that you're being fed is only leave if you are asked to or requested to. So with that, you guys enter the small quarters. It's not very large. It can accommodate each of you in its own right, but it's not that large. Anyone wish to do anything at this current moment?
So they told us to come hang out, and they'll come get us if they need us.
Correct.
Take the backpack off.
I'll make myself comfortable.
Yep. Prayers. Get my shield. You know. Clean my stuff off. Get comfy.
As soon as you clean it off, it gets rather dirty from like setting it on the ground. Unless you're propping it up on like your backpack or something like that. You have to understand, you guys are in a swamp and these are not the types to care about filth.
I know.
I'm just gonna like hang out on Torin because I really don't want to do.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, you said there were bunks, right?
Essentially, they're like, it's like a cot layered on top of another cot. It's sturdy enough, of course, to hold you and your weight. And of course, given the lizard men's height and weight, they should be completely fine with any of you.
What are they doing?
All of them are dirty.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to try and find anywhere cleaner, you can try, though it is very doubtful. Yes, you guys are in a sort of bunk bed situation. These cots are, so if you look at a bunk bed and if you had, instead of rails or pillars, these are just like tied off in large tree trunks that have been sunk into the earth. Yes, you are in a bunk situation. Or a bunk bed situation.
You gotta turn off your pings, dude, so we can type without you getting distracted.
Me?
Yes, you.
Nothing pinged me. I'm waiting for any input that you guys want.
Dude, all right. Well, Torrance, like I said, I'm sitting down on a bunk. I don't give a crap how cruddy it is. I'm gonna try to dust it off the best I can. I guess I'm gonna have to sleep with my shield on top of me after I've already cleaned it off, but that's fine with me. I'll put my scimitar to the side. And yeah, got my backpack.
Sweet, I have a clean shield to sleep on.
And yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep with my. Oh my God, I have nothing nice to say without being derogatory. So I'm gonna go to sleep or like start resting. I don't know how if somebody's coming back, but yeah, that's it, man. Oh wait, aren't we waiting for food? Yeah, so I'm just gonna chill and wait for food.
Hey, Torin.
What do you
Your
want,
people
Ordell?
live like animals. Your people, they live like animals. It's disgusting.
Well, that's okay. I'm sure. I'm sure your kind has been around filthier and dirtier situations than mine. So.
Your
You mean like,
kind.
a disgusting hut in the middle of a swamp? Yeah, no, not really. This is pretty bad.
Oh no, this is perfect. It's just like home, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, you would think that.
Alcatarian is right at home. He gives no shits. He's perfectly content to be here.
Torin's gonna just kind of look at Ordell and just shake his head. The baiting isn't really working. He's too damn tired to really give too much of a damn. And he is actually not enjoying this swamp. So,
Okay. There is no food that is delivered to your hut.
That's it. I'm gonna have to start eating Riddell.
You hear the soft pads of wet footprints enter your hut. Torin, you are poked awake by a
Oh,
large
actually, hey,
broad...
we're not going to sleep yet.
Oh.
I was just letting you go with the no food part and see if you went anywhere else.
Oh, okay. Well, nobody else was giving me any input when I went quiet before. What would
Yeah,
you
I was
like
trying
to
to
do?
wait to see what was going on with everybody else, but I want to request an audience with the queen.
With the chiefess.
Yeah, whatever you call her.
Okay. You walk out. Yes.
Nah,
we-
I'm not gonna walk out. We were given specific instructions. I'm just gonna pull my tent flap back and see if I can call over a guard.
Yeah, you're able to call out, and one of the guards approaches and looks at you inquisitively and says, "What do you want?"
Yeah, I was gonna see if we could get or at least I, more than specifically we, could get an additional audience with the chiefess. I have a couple of other scrolls here, since she was interested in the first, that may prove interesting to her, and there were other bits of information, not so much related to the party, I'd like to speak to her about.
The guard shrugs. So you guys are like over here in this hut. The guard is like right here, with you like peeking out of the tent. The guard kind of cocks an eyebrow questioningly, but shrugs and walks away towards the chief's hut. Moments later, both forms emerge from the hut as they're escorted by guards to each side. And the chief looks at you and says, "Please understand, she doesn't go anywhere when it comes to outsiders without me and guards."
Oh, I do understand indeed, sir. I actually had intended to come to you guys. I didn't even want to make you leave your huts. It must have been some miscommunication with me and your guard. I do apologize for that.
He shakes his head. He says, "It's no problem. At this current time, there's nothing really going on other than small plans. I'm sure you understand."
Of course, of course.
The chiefess looks at you and she says, "My name is Krosa Brazik. What is it you wish to speak to me about?"
Realistically, just wanted to see if there was any more information trade we could do. that's the primary thing, at least. Either mutual information, if there's anything that we might know from outside the swamp that could be interesting to you guys, or as I mentioned to the guard, I do have another couple of scrolls that could possibly be traded for, further discussions here.
The chiefess shrugs, and she says, I don't foresee us needing any information about the outside world. This is our world. And she kind of draws both of her arms from in front of her to the sides of her, kind of motioning towards the swamps, basically saying that this is their home, this is where they need to be, and this is all that they care about.
I do understand. Just, there are goings on in the outside that, depending on the outcome of them, could certainly affect your swamp here. But it's fine if you don't wish for information. That was just something I was going to offer up as an option in case you didn't care for more scrolls.
With the mentioning of something taking effect in her village, she looks at you inquisitively and asks, what goings on are you speaking of?
Well, as I'm sure you have at least heard rumors of or witnessed to some degree, there are large battles taking place around, some of which are against some fairly heinous creatures, demons and the like.
She shrugs and says, yes, that's an everyday occurrence. That's why we have so many guards.
But a large portion of the reason that you see only the number of demons you see is because the human nations on the outside are fighting this major battle as well. Not all aspects of the battle are going well, so just information that could prove useful to you for future preparations.
What are you speaking of? What battles where?
I don't know the specifics. Unfortunately, I do not yet rule a kingdom myself. Just the hearings I've heard speaking with the king of a village, or a town or a city, not so far from here.
She kind of looks inquisitively, and she doesn't know the city that you're talking about. Nothing exists outside of their swamp or their village to them. However, she does seem genuinely concerned. So.
And on that note, I'll go ahead and go a little bit further, since I am talking to the leaders of this group. I will mention that, as I said, I did speak with and travel with, to some extent as well, the king of this nearby city, who, some information could be shared much more in depth than what I have access to. There could, possibly be some way I could attempt to get you guys in communication, at least in some limited capacity, for things that are obviously beyond my understanding, but that you two different groups may have reason to discuss.
Common enemies. She nods and says, yes, perhaps when you are headed back there. If you come back here, I'll send a scout with you.
I'll nod, say that seems reasonable to me.
She nods and says, I thank you for this information, and I appreciate the concern for our well-being. Is there anything else that you wish to speak to us about?
Well, that's all that I really have that I think would be interested to you, but I do have a few questions that, maybe partly with information or with the scrolls could barter for. Mostly, though, I'm not asking for specifics now. I'd just like to know, what you know of the local swamp, the flora, the fauna, and, what kind of creatures we may encounter or areas we should be aware of. And, as a druid, what kind of areas we may go to see any animals that have not yet become corrupted, just as part of doing what we do.
She begins detailing you quite bluntly, and with some input from the chief. They tell you to watch out if you hear music. If you hear music at all, find a way to either hide or plug your ears, do anything to block your hearing. Otherwise, if you see strange four-legged creatures that screech very loudly. I would caution you the same way, though the music is much more detrimental. On top of that, we have things that we call blink walkers. They seem to teleport no matter where they go. Very unpredictable, though very aggressive. Quite hard to catch. They seem to phase in and out of reality.
Those do sound troublesome indeed.
Any mud areas, any deep puddles of mud, though exceedingly difficult to avoid, I would caution you to avoid them if you have not poked at what could be there. As well as strange wisp-like creatures. They seem to have pulsating blue lights that run down their spines. And she goes on to detail like a thing that crawls on all fours, has a tail, and has acid seemingly dripping from its mouth. She cautions all close-range attacks be avoided.
Acid mouth, no melee. Got it.
She also details a strange tentacled creature. It looks like the bottom half of it is tentacles. The upper half seems to be made out of a strong bone armor. It has long arms that are tipped with dangerous claws. Says I would avoid those. Basically, realistically, anything in these swamps that you could possibly encounter, I would avoid. They can be very dangerous. She goes on to include numerous other monsters that you could encounter, such as a strange creature that can morph into different forms. It can either dig very well, it can fly, or it can swim, depending on the form it takes. As well as a strange humanoid creature that its face is hidden by a large hood. It seems to summon strange demons along with it. And also a person who looks like 3 people that has been fused together from the shoulders into one person's waist. The arms and legs of the other 2 people combining together to make a strange, almost spider-like creature, though humanoid. That also uses a whip and has its lips torn away, leaving it a gruesome smile. With that, she kind of concludes. She says, as you can tell, there are many dangers to these swamps.
Yes, indeed. Many a horrific creature in addition to the obvious dangers. Are there no animals left here that haven't been tainted?
She nods. She says snakes. Spiders still remain. Spiders are everywhere, though. She says there are very few creatures that are natural in this part of the world. This blighted land is not safe or really conducive to the forming of normal things.
Well, I'll go out on a limb, maybe taking a little far, but I'll toss it out and just say it anyway. So, since you are a reptilian of some type, it would appear, is that the reason that you are able to maintain your natural state as opposed to the other creatures in the swamp?
She shrugs and says, I'm not completely sure what causes us to maintain our forms, just that we are as we are.
I'll just go ahead and nod.
Voluble had questions, by the way. He set it up above.
fun.
I don't think he asked them yet.
Okay. Go ahead, Chris. What's the lizard people's food situation? She shrugs and says we eat just fine. Whether it be snakes or lizards or anything that we really come by. She sort of shrugs and says, I could possibly send some food your way. Is your party unable to provide for themselves?
She says that, I'm good.
I just kind of shake my head. I'm like, apparently some members, and I pull out a berry and hold it up, don't like the food I provide.
I like berries.
Berries aren't really filling, you know.
They are delicious.
Dude, after she makes that remark, Torn's just gonna kind of like open his eyes, and I'm going to dig around in the pack real quick, grab one of my rations, not the kind of like a middle finger, just matter-of-factly, and I'm gonna start eating one. I'm gonna poke Talira and see if she wants one.
I'll eat my other half.
Yeah.
She shrugs and says, if you wish to eat some things that we have here, you're welcome to, though I do caution you, many outsiders don't have the stomach for it.
Ooh, what do you have?
She kind of laughs and, sorry. She says, we have fish, though it looks a little bit gruesome. We also have the leftovers of a recent kill that we had. The meat is still rare, so do understand it would still have to be cooked over the fire. And we have some other starches that we find here. It's akin to a corn, but and this is me explaining what it looks like. She doesn't really have a name for it. It's akin to corn, but the kernels are much smaller, and rather than having like a corn texture, it has a more of a potato mush texture to it. She shrugs, she says, you're outsiders. We could have just killed you. And then she kind of laughs and takes a look at
That is
some of his
funny.
guards. Your guard, or the chief pipes up, says, yeah, we haven't had some elf before. Curious what it could taste like.
It is not good, sir. Trust me. And I give a big grin.
The chief kind of chuckles and says, I'm sure it could be possibly tasty. We don't exactly have that complicated of palates, you see.
You know, appropriate spices can make almost anything palatable.
He nods. The chief says, if you wish to step out and, so to say, stretch your legs, if that is your form of expression, then yes, you would need to be escorted. There will be guards that are fairly close that are patrolling the village. It shouldn't be hard for you to flag one of them down. And I do caution you, if you attempt to run, or do anything aggressive, your entire party will be slaughtered.
Though normally Katarian would take extreme offense to somebody making such an exaggerated claim that they could dare slay the entire party, he takes this one in stride.
Yeah, Torn's not saying a damn thing. He's eating his food and waiting for them to get the out of this tent.
Yeah, these people aren't exactly kind. They're extending some kindness, but you can tell that there is obvious unease to you all being here and suddenly showing up the way you did.
Well, they're very direct. I can respect that much more than the double talk you normally get from more civilized folk. I don't take offense to their directness. I understand they're just stating what they believe to be fact.
Essentially, yes. Anybody else want to do anything? The chief and the chiefess are at the front of the tent.
Since I don't really consider the information exchange to have been even, I will go ahead and prefer her these last 2 scrolls as well.
Okay, what are you trying to garner information about?
No, I'm not trying to gain any more information. I'm just making sure I consider it a fair and balanced trade for the information she already gave us.
Oh, okay.
I'm done eating,
So,
and I'm settling down to go to sleep.
okay, yeah, you pull your helm down a little bit so that then it covers your eyes and you kind of ease back in the cot, relaxing and getting as comfortable as you can. Anybody else wish to do anything?
We'll ask one more question, though this doesn't need to be directly asked at the end. This will just be a general thing. Would
Okay.
I be able to speak to the druid at some point, probably tomorrow, since I'm sure he's busy tonight, before we leave?
You possibly could in the morning, when things have settled and the sun has quote unquote risen. It's possible. Do you want to ask that to them?
Well, I was just asking in general. They're still here. It's up to them if they want to answer or not. I didn't want to seem
Oh,
overly questioning, but I did want them to have the opportunity to answer in case they had a reason that we shouldn't.
Krosa shrugs and says, I have no issue with that. We do usually gather at the statue for a morning time eating.
I just nod. I give another quick bow in their direction. Thank them very much for their time.
Are you actually asking that, Alex?
No.
Okay. They nod and they walk away. Obviously, kind of dismissing the whole situation. The guard at the front of the tent continues his post at the front of it, and you notice he marches off a short distance before turning back and coming back. Okay, do you all see what Voluble said?
Dude, I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I see him. I just ignore it.
I don't know. Halfling's sleeping on my shield or whatever the hell she's doing. Probably putting crumbs all over me, but I
Why are you so mean?
there's not mean. I'm just describing the situation. You're on my shield. I don't know what you do, but I'm literally like, I was pissed off with what happened. I knew not to
Well,
say
I don't
anything.
drool crumbs all over the place. Jeez.
So I'm asleep.
Instead, she's drooling on your shield.
Yes, I'm drooling. Not crumbs, but drooling.
Half a ration hanging out of her mouth.
No, I don't ever leave it half eaten.
So crumbs and drool.
There are no crumbs.
Soggy crumbs. Okay. I appreciate that. Go ahead and take those out of your inventory if you haven't
Yep,
already.
I already.
Chris, that's kind of something that you have to mention to your team as like an in-character thing, because just saying that kind of out loud isn't really going to do anything.
No, he was just saying it as a person, not as.
Okay, there you go. You're not sleeping. You do understand that this is going to have repercussions. Very well. Do any of you guys want to do anything before you guys go to sleep?
Well, I'm going to set up a watch rotation myself, so if nobody else chooses to stay awake, then I will also not sleep. If anybody else wants to take turns, then I'll take turns. But I will be, quote, sleeping as a bear.
Very, very well. Okay, so Ordell, Voluble, Torin, and Talira have all fallen asleep.
Not valuable. He said he's staying awake too.
Or not Voluble. Ordell, Talira, and Torin. Sorry. Do you and Voluble swap off on watch, or are you both just staying awake the whole time?
Well, Voluble only needs 4 hours of sleep, right? He's enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can swap it up then. That's fine.
Okay. So yeah, you.
Although it is worthy to note in this particular situation, Voluble, you don't ever sleep. So for you, it wouldn't actually be an issue either way if you're worried about sleeping here.
Well, but it's a meditate, isn't it?
It is, but I mean, I don't know why he doesn't want to sleep. That's why I'm just saying. If he has something against actually sleeping, he doesn't ever sleep. But if he's just saying he wants to be on watch, then that's different, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, the snake kind of curls up on a branch on the outskirts of the village, kind of dangling off, surveying the area. Its tongue flicking out to taste the air. Doesn't relay anything back to you, and night quickly takes over. Your party falls asleep. You guys switching rotations out. Probably very early morning. You notice, I would say, Katarian, you're the one on watch right now. You notice one of the guards pull open the flap to your tent and usher his way in, taking up his spear, and what do?
I'm not going to move unless he uses it against somebody. I will still pretend to be asleep, and I am still a bear, so he can choose to do what he will. Now, if you want to do a perception check or something to see if he notices I'm awake, you can do opposed checks or something.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
So that'd probably be deception for me. Maybe stealth. What do you think?
There'll probably be deception, because you're not trying, actually. Yeah, give me a deception, because you're trying to deceive them into thinking you're asleep. Tie. So
Tie generally goes to... Actually, It can go either way. Generally, it goes to the attacker, which I don't know who that would necessarily apply to in this situation.
The attacker would be you because you're trying to do something to, or you're trying to fool them. So I would give it to you. He doesn't really notice that you're. He doesn't notice that you're awake, though the fact that you're a bear does startle him on entry to the hut, and he kind of edges past you, taking up his spear and turning it towards the blunt side, kind of poking Torin's plate mail in the shoulder.
So poking me, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna kind of open my eyes, and I'm gonna see lizard dude in front of me. Be like, what? Is it my turn to watch? What's going on?
Volleyball, you would have to give me a perception check for that. Well, you're. Oh, okay. Then at that point. Well, okay, yeah. So, yeah, it does rouse you. You kind of barely open one of your eyes so then you can see the scene. You see the glinting tip of the spear pointed back towards the entrance of the tent, and the kind of spiked wooden end of the blunt side pointing at Torin. The guard says, "Correct. It's your turn to take some watch."
Alright, I'm,
The halfling is, of course, awakened by the stirring.
what?
She's asleep on your shield.
Yeah? Well, I was going to carefully move her so she doesn't wake up.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of
And
hand?
you're,
How about an acrobatics? Come on.
That wouldn't be acrobatics.
Sure would. No, it wouldn't. Alright, so what am I doing?
I can work with it. You grab your shield, you just flip her up in the air, and you try to gently lay her back on the
I'm
ground.
just saying, man. Like, no, it's okay. So it's sleight of hand? Because what I
Sleight
want...
of
Okay,
hand.
alright, let me explain what I want to try to do, right? I'm sleeping, and I've got her... I have my shield on top of me to keep it clean, which is funny because I also have the halfling on there. So what I want to... Like, as I wake up, what I want to do is I want to, like, bench press her, like, the shield up, right? And then hold it there while I slide myself off, put it down, and then kind of slide her gently off.
That's exactly why it would be sleight of hand.
Okay.
So give me a sleight of hand check along with Talira. Give me a perception check.
Look at that roll. Get wrecked.
See, you just flip her over completely into a mud puddle.
Please don't.
Fuck you and your hair.
He might be the next one to get stabbed.
However, she could roll a 1.
Oh, God. Maybe I could roll anything.
It's on your character sheet.
Yes! Yes!
Should you flip her into the mud?
No!
She still doesn't wake up.
No, I didn't
No.
flip her in the mud.
He's able to successfully kind of slip his shield under her and not wake her up, surprisingly. Why did it stop?
Alright, so I'm gonna take my shield and my stuff, leave the old backpack there, and I guess I'm gonna follow this guy.
Okay. Yeah, you walk outside, and though the glow of the bonfire is rather nice, you're escorted to one of the more lit sides of the village. Kind of, so Katerin, you're like back over there. You guys are over here by the time you reach the banks. A couple of lizard men stand by your side as as you walk up and down the pathway. And they walk you back and forth along the small stretch between the two towers. And off in the distance, you see quite a familiar form in front of you. You notice that it's on 4 legs, seemingly. It looks as if it's like a mutated dog. You suddenly see 6 or 7 lizard men suddenly jump out from behind the creature and begin to spear it to death. The screeches quickly subside, and the creature lays still. They drag the corpse back to the village, and they throw it up on one of the rocks next to the fire.
I'm gonna ask him if that's breakfast.
They chuckle and nod.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna ask him what it was.
We call those screechers because of their horrific screeching that they emit. Dangerous if you don't sneak up on them and kill them quick.
Huh, good to know. What else do you guys have to deal with? That's, right around here that's really, really bad.
So he goes on to detail exactly what Katerian was relayed when he asked about the creatures of the nearby swamps.
Cool.
You can tell that they're quite experienced with dealing with all the creatures here.
I'm gonna ask them if they've ever seen a lot of outsiders before.
They shake their heads. They say, no, you have to understand not many venture into these swamps.
I asked them if any of them adventure out.
He nods. He says, every now and then. We have had a single occurrence where the intruders didn't exactly come peaceful. You can imagine what happened, and the other guard kind of grins, this large toothy grin, its fangs glinting in the flickering light of one of the torches.
I'm not gonna respond to that. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep walking back and forth with them.
Okay. Suddenly you hear a zoop, and in the middle of the village is a strange creature. It doesn't seem to have any eyes or any facial features, though it does have a head. It stands right about in the middle of the village for a brief moment before disappearing once again. This time on the far outskirts.
And we all saw this? Are they reacting to this thing?
No. You were the only one to see it, but it essentially looks like this.
It's a fucking predator. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it has 3 large talon-like fingers that come from its spindly hands. 4 horns protruding from its head, each adorned with strange branches and other things that have accumulated from its ventures. And with that, the guards, about an hour and a half later, escort you back to your tent.
Shit.
And they
Sorry, go ahead.
They tell you to resume your resting. The guards no longer really taking a care in you or any of your team. The night passes, morning comes, you all seem to be unharmed. One of the guards enters into your tent and says, "Come, it's time for the morning meal."
Okay.
I escort you out to the bonfire next to the statue. Many of them sitting, on the numerous rocks, happily chewing into some meaty chunks of flesh. You notice a couple of screechers have been skewered onto a large spit roast that dangles over the large bonfire, the huge bonfire that emanates immense heat. You can tell that large trunks of trees themselves have been cut off and lopped off and thrown onto the fire. Rather than just normal logs, they're actually big branches or thick trunks of the trees.
And that Screecher's the thing that we fought last time that was super annoying, right?
Correct.
Oh, good. Then I don't mind eating that. So they're handing that stuff out, right?
Yeah, so it's not really a meal line or anything. You're able to get up and get some food if you want. You notice the chief and chiefess have knelt down before a statue in front of them and are murmuring prayers.
Before or after eating?
This is during.
During eating. No, did they eat before praying?
You're unsure.
Fuck.
They're currently praying. You don't know if they ate before they went and before you guys left the tent, or are planning on eating after.
So they've been praying this whole time, right?
Yeah, it's only been maybe a couple of minutes.
I moved there without anybody getting pissed off.
Yeah. The tension has kind of eased up. You don't feel as if you're being as closely watched, though you do know that a single step out of line will result in a not so pleasant journey.
I'm okay just for a second.
What's that?
I have to go AFK for a second just in case,
Okay, let's go ahead and take a break then. Quick 5-minute break. We're approaching 2 hours, so it's a good time to take a break. So everybody, go get a drink, go get something to munch on, do whatever you want to do. Let's call it 5 minutes. So 8:58 or 10:58 or 11:58. Okay, that's fine.
Those of you on
Yeah,
Twitch, I'll be right back.
Call it an even on the hour. We'll be back. Y'all are quiet this break. There's usually
the point
like
of a break is to be
talking.
gone, right?
What's that?
So the point of the break is for everybody to be gone, right?
Right, but usually there's like carrying on, you know, people are talking and stuff like that. Oh, voluble. The untrusting. Oh no, I get it. It completely makes sense. Well, you have to understand that the reason why he's like completely okay with it is because he knows for a fact that if something were to happen, all that they have to do is break the fucking arm off and regenerate. So, and he did present that to Voluble because, well, they have regenerative properties. Though you don't know how well or anything like that. Kind of, given that, you can kind of piece it together. Yeah, and they really probably aren't too afraid of eating their own kind.
See, the DM said it's true.
Alright, I'm back-ish.
Welcome back. It's still got 2 minutes of break, so.
Okay.
But yeah, they're certainly like, they're not super relaxed about y'all being here, but they're not afraid or anything like that.
It's because there's a million of them. Fucks.
Yeah.
It's because they don't know we eat dragon snoops for fun. Dragon snoops, whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can understand that, but... Well, your party member felt it was okay, so...
This isn't one
By
of
the way,
those.
you do have someone from their village kind of coming out to participate with you guys.
Yeah, they could have said, go fuck yourself, you can sleep in the tent, and we're gonna watch you all night, and then you need to get the fuck out in the morning, or fight all of us and die, so...
Alright, I'm fully back.
Alright, welcome back, sir.
Oh, and just a fair warning, if I have to magically mute myself and go away for about 5-10 minutes, it's because my girlfriend returned home and is Ukrainian, potentially drunk, and I may have to put her to bed, just so everybody knows what's up.
Alright, no problem. Just
So-
be like, hey, be right back.
Yep. Yep.
Alright, so everybody's back. Janet, you there? Janet.
She's eating like her character would.
Waiting on Janet then. Then we will continue.
Sweet. She's back.
Okay. So, resuming from where we were, then it's essentially breakfast. They call it mealtime, early mealtime, whatever you want to call it. They don't really call it breakfast. They don't have that word.
All right. So I can. They're up there praying to this whatever, right?
Right.
Can I make a... I want to try and figure out the origins of what this is that they're praying to. What kind of check is that?
The origins, or
Do I know it? Is it familiar? Is it evil? Is it good? You know.
give me a religion check.
Yes.
Nice. Just a second. So, judging from the look of it and the kind of grin that it has, you can tell that it is the divine to madness. Though it also has a large sigil in the middle of it, which depicts the Lady Shilna, which is the Lady of Darkness and Poison. They kind of praise both of these gods. That's what you can tell from it.
Alright, I'm seeing that. I'm going to walk back on over here and grab a piece of food and have a little not breakfast.
Alright, who all is eating?
Well, we all know that I am.
Torin is...
I will be as well.
And I shall
Oh.
return, so...
I mean,
Alright, so Dawn is AFK for a sec. Okay. Whoever is eating, please give me a constitution check.
You would think a halfling would have an iron stomach.
Okay, all of you pass except for Voluble. Voluble, as you take a bite into the meat, it doesn't settle well with your stomach and you instantly feel ill, and kind of not at all feeling good. Your stomach churns and your palms suddenly clam up. You are now diseased. Yeah. So you are infected with something called a sewer plague. So you take, let's see, you don't take any damage. You suffer from a level of exhaustion, and if you spend any hit dice, you only get half of it. And you recover no hit points from finishing a long rest. guys do have an ointment that cures disease.
You know, that doesn't make you get rid of it. I just don't want to insult the chieftain here with going through any magics, whatnot. I'm just gonna look to anybody around. If the chieftain looks this way, to him. If it's just these little guys, I look to them and just kind of shrug and be like, you know, elven delicate sensibilities.
Are you going to, let Voluble know that you're going to be able to heal him or give him any knowledge or anything?
Well, if he doesn't know, it's because he hasn't paid attention in the last 5 sessions.
Okay. So, Voluble, you can take... So, are you going to do your best to keep down the food that you eat? Because it is cooked and it doesn't taste bad, it just doesn't sit well with your stomach. So are you going to try and keep the food down, or are you going to just spew everywhere or do anything else? What does you getting sick look like? So as you go to walk away, one of the guards peels away from the group and walks with you. As you begin to regurgitate the food that you ate, he kind of laughs. He says, "Oh, bad piece, huh? No, you're not going to go anywhere in this village without any guard or any supervision. Your poor, delicate elf privacy ideals." You get the feeling that there's little in this village that happens without some supervision somewhere. I mean, shit, look at the amount of tents or huts that they have compared to the amount of people that they have. There obviously ain't too much of a thing called privacy in this world, or in this village.
Our group of 6 displaced like 20 people.
So, yeah. And, I mean, as the day went by yesterday, or the small time that you noticed, there were lizards like cycling out of huts fairly often. Kind of a constant rotation. Some of them resting, the other ones going out on watch. Does anybody else wish to do anything at this breakfast?
Well, if the druid is here, I'd like to speak to him as we eat. Otherwise, no for me.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. The druid Auras, you notice, is sitting, let me get him over here. He's sitting, like, close to one of his other lizard folk, and, carrying on eating a large piece of meat.
I will ask if I can join him.
He nods, he says, "I don't care."
Yeah, I'll go join him and talk about druidy stuff. Animals we've seen and the like.
Okay, he shares some war stories with, blink walkers being such a pain in the ass to catch, as well as some of the other creatures that they've encountered before. Do you have any specific questions to ask him or anything?
No, I kind of just want to talk roundabout about animals I've seen, naturally occurring ones, and see if he has any stories of animals he's seen, maybe unusual or rare kinds, and maybe possibly where he's seen them at. Just pretty type things.
He does claim that off deep past the swamps, barely breaking the edge to the north, he claims to have seen a rock that's ROC, which is, if any of you don't know what a rock is, it is essentially a gigantic
Horrible,
bird.
horrible thing. Probably eats
Um,
halflings.
In
Actually, a
like single
halfling probably
bite.
would be too small for it to even bother swooping down on. That might be your saving grace.
Woohoo!
He claims to have seen a rock. He mentions a lot of snakes that he's seen. Anacondas are common, as well as other pythons,
Crocodiles.
crocodiles, yes. And other than that, he doesn't really say that there's too much left.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much. He had mentioned before that, or the queen had, that there aren't much in the way of natural wildlife.
Welcome back, Don. And Don, you said... Actually, I don't need a constitution check from you. Yeah, so... Voluble ate some of the food and retracted a disease.
Yeah, that's why I'm so good with the ladies. I don't get diseases, so. Sorry to the group. Girlfriend came home and dog was so excited that she peed on the floor, so. Sorry about that, guys.
How dare you be gone for long, Don? It's okay.
So diseased meat that I just eat because I don't give a shit because I'm a dragon. Roar.
Yeah, you don't really tell it. It tastes fairly okay to you. It's not seasoned with anything. It's literally just cooked over a fire, so it has like a smoky taste to it, but nothing really extravagant.
Dude, it's better than a fucking ration, so I don't really care.
This is true. There are some portions of a large snake that have been roasted. There's an assortment of meat that is being cooked. The aroma kind of covers up the putrid sulfur smell of the swamp, so that's a welcoming salvation from the smell. So enjoy that while you can. And breakfast carries on, some small talk between Katarian and the other druid in the village. What would you guys like to do with it?
Are we done eating?
Oh, nothing for me. I just want to finish it up and head out.
Are we done eating?
Talira?
Yes.
I suppose I could be done. But I'm gonna, take a little bit with me.
Yeah, you take a large skewer of snake. And the chief turns back to the fire and he says, "You'll be off soon, yes?" And then he's just saying that in a broad direction towards any of you who wish to speak up.
Yep. Yes, we
Yes,
are.
sir. We will be heading out in the next few minutes, assuming that Groshk is ready.
Groshk soon follows suit and grabs some meat after exiting his hut, chowing down fairly quickly. He is armed with a large brown shield and a long trident that gleams in the sunlight. You can tell that this is a little bit cleaner than the ones that are normal around here.
Speaking of equipment, what type of shields and armor do these guys carry?
So it is a mix of hardened husk as well as scale, meaning if they were to skin a snake and lay it over some wood for the binding agent and tie it to it. Other than that, hide from other creatures, essentially whatever they could get their hands on. It's mostly wood and a hide.
Okay.
The weapons, though, you do notice are made of metal. Obviously.
Gotcha.
Anybody else?
I have a problem. I have to go back to the tent real quick. Is that a problem with the lizard men?
You go to leave, and a escort follows you.
That's fine.
But yes, you are able to get back into the tent.
Cool. Am I by myself?
For the current time being, yes, they respect your quote-unquote privacy by standing outside of the hut.
Cool. I'm doing my quick prayers a lot silently, a lot quieter than I normally would, away from these heathen whatever lizards, and I'll come back on out and join up with everybody.
Okay. Yeah, for prayers. Alright, yeah, you utter your prayers to your divine. You don't seem to feel their presence as strongly here.
Oh, obviously. I'm good. I'm back.
Hold on just a second. Alright. Anything else that anybody would like to do?
I need to
Before-
mention that weird thing I saw, but I want to mention it to Voluble quietly.
The strange alien-like creature?
Yes. And
Alright,
explain the circumstances of how it appeared and disappeared and how it didn't seem like anybody else saw it, and then describe it the best that I can remember.
Okay. Chris, do you remember what it looks like, or do you want me to throw the picture back up? Alright.
Cool. Alright.
And you're not sure if nobody else saw it.
Nobody else did a damn thing when it showed up, so that's what I'll say.
Right. Okay. So now comes a time where Grosh approaches and says, "We best be off if we want to make the ruins by nightfall."
I'm gonna look at everyone else. You guys ready to go?
I was ready to go yesterday.
Yep, pretty much.
Alright. You guys set off, leaving the village behind.
Just a second. I was trying to talk all this time. My fucking mic was muted.
Oh.
I'm gonna ask Grosh, and I'll look to the rest of the group as well, if we could go to the tree first. It seems like that would be the much easier place to search out before we go through an entire set of rooms that we may not need to.
He shrugs, he says, "Very well, I don't care where we go first. I suppose I'll leave that up to you guys. Is the tree our first destination?"
Sure. How big is this tree?
He looks around, he says, "Our fire pit stands nothing in comparison to the width of this tree.
Fun.
Fire pit is, I think, like a decent length across."
Alright, I'm gonna shrug.
it's 11 feet across, so he says, yeah, it doesn't like hold a candle to the width of that enormous tree.
Well, in addition to thinking that's the easier option to go first, now my druid senses is all tingling to get to see a tree that big, so I'm definitely going that direction if nobody argues it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna kind of shrug.
As you step outside the village, you mean, Chris? Okay. So Grosh shrugs and says, "Very well, the tree it is first then." Says, "Do note, it will take a considerable amount of time in order for us to get there. It is about a day and a half out. And in order to go anywhere else from there, if the item you seek is not there, it will take approximately 3 days to get to the ruins."
I just give him a curt nod.
Says, "Very well, let's be off." And with that, you hear he dons the rest of his leather mail that he puts on. Beneath it, you notice some chain mesh. And he trudges out of the village, the guards nodding to him as he passes by without any resistance. The team in tow.
I am going to ask him, in the event that we encounter opposition, which is virtually certain, what is your plan? It would be very bad for us if something happened to you.
If something happened to me, he pulls away the leather on his cuirass, and he pulls out a large medallion that has a snake twisted around a tree. The symbol of a snake then carved above that snake that is tangled around it. He says, "Take this back to the village. They'll know what became of me, and they will attempt to give you directions to resume your adventure."
No, I just not.
Dawn, it is madness and poison/darkness. Poison and darkness.
And I would know those names, right?
Yes.
I got them.
It is the Ethin, which is the Lord of Madness, and then Shilnath, which is the Lady of Darkness and Poison. Okay. So you journey in about an hour into the trek. You notice Grosh suddenly kneel down and bring his body as low to the ground as he can possibly get, and he points out ahead, and he says, "Blink walkers."
Yeah, well, I'll follow suit.
Okay. Currently, they don't take heed of your presence. They haven't noticed you yet. This is what the surroundings look like. You guys are attempting to essentially hop from small island of mud or grass to the other, trying to avoid the mud and the swamp debris.
Do I recognize?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You notice that Groshk has kneeled down and he's clutching his weapon quite firmly.
I'm gonna ask him how quietly next to him, be like, you know, how aggressive and dangerous are they?
He says very dangerous. They are very aggressive. Though with this team, we might be able to tackle them. If that is how you wish to proceed with this.
Well, if possible, it would be ideal to get around them, but I don't know if that's going to work.
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay. Move within your movement where you would like to go.
What's our direction of travel? To the south?
Yeah, southeast. Is essentially where you would want to pass by.
And black stuff is slow down, right?
Black stuff is very much slow down. It is essentially like a tar pit. Anywhere off of your grass patches is going to be half movement.
On slow pokes, wake up. Let's go.
Reload your browser. Johnny, you are in the mud.
He's next to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's only so much room here, though. I mean, I can stand over here and be on the island, but then somebody else can't be able to.
Well, she's in a backpack, so...
Katarian, before you reach that spot, Groshk, actually, make a token for him. Groshk cautions you, and he tells you not to take the step ahead of you. He kind of motions for you to he motions you to take a step back. He takes the end of his trident and pokes down where you see those cysts are, and they explode on contact, throwing up vapors that smell of a much deeper rotted sulfur smell than the swamps around them. He says, step on one of those and you're almost guaranteed to be poisoned.
I'm certainly glad we have you with us.
Is Devin not paying attention? Devin.
It's Devin's nappy time.
Oh, Devin. I think he fell asleep.
Well, can I go here and then use my javelin to poke that stuff in front of me?
Yeah, the vapors do last long. and they only consume the squares that they're in, just an FYI. So if you see them stretching somewhere further, they are going to hit that as well.
So I can move here, right, and be okay?
Yeah, but you'll be in... you won't be in mud. Hold on just a second.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we've been waiting for you. So, where'd you pass out?
I didn't. I just went to the bathroom.
Well, what was the last thing you heard?
We were heading out and leaving from the camp after sleeping.
Alright, so let us know the next time you need to go to the bathroom or whatever.
I thought I did say something, but I guess I didn't get through. I did have push talk on.
So the assists to Katerian's left are essentially noxious fumes that, when punctured or when bursted, emit poisonous gases that could easily poison someone.
Okay.
Torin, you do move there. Jaden, Ordell, and Volleyball, I'm waiting for you guys to move.
I mean, you can just move me up next to whoever's already moved, presumably. If they've got space next to him. I'm trying to reload stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. Volleyball's there. Are you still in the backpack, Talira?
Yes. I'm not walking around in this swamp. Probably.
So, failing to be cautionary, suddenly the muck to Torin's right begins to bubble up and take form of a massive hand that grabs him. Yep.
What?
Indeed.
Why are there hands?
The muck attempts to take you down with it.
I'll save you, baby. Oh.
Wait, because I stood here, the muck monster comes up and grabs me?
Yep.
Well, I wanted to keep
So-
moving.
I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh my god.
Your entire body suddenly becomes engulfed in this muck man. You're unable to struggle free of it and easily get sucked into it, along with Talira, who
God
is
damn
in your
it,
backpack.
Torin.
Please start rolling initiative.
Remember to select your token.
Yes.
Combat initiative rolls suck.
Alright. So on your turn, please take 3 5 damage. And then, oh, I need to roll that for Janet too. What are you rolling for, Janet?
Do I not do initiative?
Oh, you do.
I forgot you made the little thing up there.
So you are 10. Which puts you right there. Okay. Talira and Torin, you both take 5 points of damage. I rolled exactly average on those. Oh wait, no, not even average. Okay. Torin, you can use your action to attempt to break free with
Yes.
a strength check.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you're unable to break out of the.
Try again. That's
Oh, your
that's
aura.
16. Yep.
Yeah. So. Yeah, breaking free of the Mudman, you're able to pry yourself and Talira, who is still in your backpack, free of the creature's embrace. Move your token to an adjacent where you would like to be.
Yeah, not in there, Taylor. That's poison spot.
And you have to be adjacent. Now you either have your movement or your turn is over. Remember to select your token.
Well, I don't have my token yet, but I figured rolling a 1d20 was better than nothing.
Yes. Oh, okay, that's right. You're still reloading. Okay. Let's see. So is that the end of your turn, Torin?
No, it is not the end of my turn.
Okay, are you gonna use that on the Mudman?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh. Did we? We just did we didn't do like a long rest, did we?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, you did. So you still have all your spell slots back.
Okay. Well, then I need to change it. But yeah, I'm gonna cast that, and then that's EOT for me. So.
Okay. So that's 104 expended.
Yeah.
Okay. Here is my Blink Walker. Sensing the changes in the area, the Blinkwalkers suddenly perk up to attention and turn their large heads your direction. You hear a strange clicking noise, and the other one perks up. So this one teleports. Zoop. And that will be the end of its turn. Katerian, you're up.
I'm gonna go Moonbeam.
Okay, where are you gonna put it?
Right on top of the Mudman.
Okay, go ahead and put your.
Holy crap.
Okay, where do you want it?
That's way too big.
Please don't set me on fire.
Moonbeam to the face!
That's better.
Okay.
And I'll end my turn there.
All right. Talira, you're up.
And I'm limited, right? Or no?
You're what?
I didn't know if my moves were limited or not.
You are barely on the grass patch, so you're not currently hindered.
Sorry, my headphone like went all weird. I didn't hear the last thing he said.
You are not hindered.
I feel like I'm probably not gonna be able to do much with a dagger, so I am going. Can I ready an action to, if it attacks, jump out of the backpack?
Sure. Why wouldn't you just attack though at that point?
Because I don't think that I could really do much with a dagger in mud.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You can do that.
Okay. Bless you.
EOT. Volleyball, you're up. What are you hunters marking? Your hunters marking the Mudman? Okay. Has both of your marks upon it. Both shots hit. 17 and 16. Damn. Nice. Okay. EOT. Or move. Do note that where you are moving, you are going to move at half of your move speed. Alright. Blink Walker 2 suddenly teleports here, landing and emitting a strange screeching noise. That it will end its turn. Groshk pulls back his trident and throws it forward at the Blink Walker up above him. So, slash roll 20 plus 3. The trident sails through the air, but is unable to find its mark. Holding out his hand, the javelin seems to pull itself out of the mud and fly back to the air and back into his hand, where he grabs it, slams it down to his side, kind of snarling with discontent. He then cocks back his hand and takes another throw. Still unable to find its mark. This time the javelin sits in the mud. Back to here. That will end his turn. Jaden, you're up.
Alright.
on, man. Make a decision.
I am going to just use produce flame on it.
Okay. On the mud monster or
On the-
blink
on the mu-
walker?
On the mud monster.
Okay.
Go ahead, roll it.
Mordell can move again.
Oh, good. You can see that when
crit.
I do that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. Good damage on it as well. You do 20 damage to it. Alright. If you want to move, go ahead and move. Otherwise, EOT, please. So, as you take a step there, the gases suddenly spew forth. Give me a Constitution saving throw. You fail. You are now poisoned.
Luck.
You now have disadvantage on attack rolls as well as
He should have had
ability
advantage
checks.
on that save, right?
Why would he have advantage on that?
If it's a poison effect and he's a dwarf.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So roll one more time normally.
What the hell? Okay, I'm gonna use luck. I'm gonna use some point of luck.
Very well.
If you use luck on it, do you get advantage again?
No, luck doesn't actually give advantage. It just lets you roll one more time and take whichever you want.
There we go.
You are still poisoned.
Oh damn. Alright, I'm not gonna fuck. I'm not gonna burn any more points on that. It's fine.
Unfortunately, standing on those points are
Well-
make it very difficult to avoid poison.
You said that any magical spell that we have will cure me of it, right?
No.
Oh.
Poison is not the bleeding wound that you had,
Oh,
or that
Okay.
Torin had previously. Poison means you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until somebody cures it.
Okay. And how do we cure poison exactly?
Well, you guys have an ointment that
Right.
did you guys cure Voluble's disease?
Nope.
No, I had expected Tornwood, but I had forgotten all about it, to be honest.
All right.
Before we left?
So yeah.
Wait, am I still muted?
No. No, you're done. We could hear you.
Okay. So, we have party members who are diseased? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
From breakfast.
Yes.
Well,
So currently what he has is a disease called sewer plague, which causes him to suffer one level of exhaustion. He only recovers half of his hit points if he spends a hit dice on a short rest, and he regains no hit points from a long rest.
yeah, shit I should think about. My bad.
And at the end of each long rest, he has to make a Constitution saving throw again. On a failed save, he gains another level of exhaustion. If he successfully saves, then his exhaustion level decreases by 1.
By the way, my initiative should be a 5, not a just flat 1.
Oh, your dex modifier?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll correct that next round, but you're not gonna go until last this round. Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
I didn't know what the turn order was because it hadn't loaded until just now.
Oh, that's all good. All right, Jaden, go ahead and EOT.
I thought I did already. Well,
Negative.
yeah.
All right, the mud monster kind of slurches towards Torin once again.
Let me give him his damages real.
Yeah. Yes, he is poisoned with 17.
Damn, shitballs. Okay.
There's a reason why I was like, make a point to point that out. 10 radiant damage, very nice. DC 15 Constitution. Hold on. He saves.
Then he takes only hit.
Okay. He slurches towards Torin and aims to engulf him again.
What do I
Give me
gotta...
a dex save.
Fuck, are you fucking kidding me?
You are once again engulfed. No, you save. Because you're +3.
Suck it, monster.
So it's unable to find its mark.
Don't I get to go back 5 feet or some shit?
No, that's only because you broke free.
Could slide around and get some flanking going.
I can't...
It's not his turn.
Yeah, and I can't throw like crap
No.
right now.
It brings up its hand and it brings it down on the closest thing to him, which would be Torin. He misses. Holy crap, double ones.
That's right, man. Get used to it.
Alright, and that will end his turn. Or done.
So there's a moonbeam effect on it, right? And
Yeah, the blue
there.
squares move.
I can't actually see the moonbeam squares. Is the issue?
It takes up the exact same squares as the guy does.
Exactly. So it's those 4 squares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. Okay. Cool.
You would
Yeah,
be
I'm pretty
standing
sure.
in it in any of those.
I'm pretty sure Ordell can just move to the other side of it without any issues. Right? Are there any of those weird cyst thingies in the way for me to go over there?
No, but you'd be on top of Moonbeam.
There? I don't. Well, you said
So,
the
the
moonbeam was
blue-
just the squares.
let me
I can't
see.
see the blue thing. It hasn't loaded. I've got like the character tokens for
Technically,
us.
the moonbeam should be right there, Kyle. It's right on top of him.
How big is the square?
It's 2x2.
2 by what? No, how big feet?
Oh well, it's technically going to cover 10 feet worth of squares.
So it would be a lot bigger because these are only 2.
Squares are a weird size.
Yeah, 2.5.
Oh,
So
I was basing it on the size of our token, since our token takes exactly 1 square.
no.
Womp womp.
All right. Let me adjust this. So this is going to be like this. That's how big that is going to be.
And I still can't see it.
Okay, so you're in the middle of it right now. Basically, let me see if I can draw a shape. Go, what the? Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so that's it. That's the moonbeam.
Oh, I'm not in it.
Come,
It's
But I don't
actually
get
gonna be
advantage.
come.
Bigger than
Sucks.
that, but yeah, whatever.
Can't you come one more in, and then if I move one down, won't we have flanking then?
If you move one down right now, then we'll have flanking. I moved up one
Okay.
to the other corner. I don't know if it's registered that yet.
No. I can see it.
Yeah, you're up there.
Doesn't give me advantage this turn though.
No.
I'm pretty sure I miss.
Yes, you do on both melee attacks.
And I miss again.
Yes, you do. EOT.
All right. Hey, buddy.
Turn order is correct.
I can move there, no problem, right? And be flanking with Ordell.
No problem at all.
Good.
Okay, you hit. 17 damage. Very nice. Does not die if that's what you're waiting. You hit again. This time the scimitar slices through the mud and it oozes back down into the ground, becoming a useless pile of mud. Nothing more. It has died. Now you have the two blink walkers to your diagonals.
Good. I'm gonna try to come down here, so right there.
Okay. You're still picking your backpack, moves with you.
EOT from there. Gonna wait to just prepare to see which one's gonna come on over here, and when it does, gonna attack it.
Okay. This blink walker is going to suddenly here. It is going to attack Valuable. I'm having to reload the page. That's a lot of pages. It hits the first one. You take 24 damage. Holy shit.
Hold.
I rolled really well.
God damn.
You take 10 slashing damage and 14 psychic damage. You feel the strange eking of this form clawing its way into your brain, and it feels like something is like ripping away at your brain itself. And then suddenly it teleports away into about here. That will end its turn. Katarian, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna move the moonbeam.
Okay.
And actually, I think that's all of
Okay, Talira, you're up.
Oops, sorry about that. I think I'm gonna wait for now. I just get my daggers ready.
Alright. EOT.
The worst part is that was not a particularly amazing roll for damage for that. That was a pretty average roll, slightly above average.
Yeah, these are pretty scary things. has a fun perk to it. Volleyball, you're up. Who are you moving it to? Okay. That did the moonbeam graphic move for you, Alex? Or did you see it move?
Well, it disappeared. I don't know where it went though.
Okay, that's okay. So his if crit that adds a 7, right? Yeah. Okay, so you did 22, 29, 40, 44 points of damage in a single shot. Woo. No, it didn't die.
Way to crush all our hopes and dreams.
Negatory. Though it does seem very wounded by your second arrow as it bursts through the chest and the natural armor that it has of its toughened hide. Alright, Ordell, you're up.
Oh, great. So, is this a dim light scenario? Like, can I just teleport?
No, well, I guess this whole place would be dim light, so yes, you can.
Woo! Then I just teleport over to it.
Okay, you're gonna be standing in Moonbeam.
Or no, it's only fucking 30 feet. Never mind. I walk over to it because I can.
You're going to be in Moonbeam.
Am I? Is the moonbeam like centered on it, so there's nowhere around it I can be?
So it is occupying, let's see, right here. So you are going to basically, yeah, in order to be in melee range, you're going to be in Moonbeam.
Well, that's awful. Who decided that? Fine, then I won't go attack it. I'll go move over next to volleyball.
Actually, no, you could move here and not be in it. Because your melee reach is 5 feet.
Perfect then. I waltz over there.
Okay. You hit with both attacks. But you don't hit with your third attack.
But is it dead?
Negative.
I don't actually see that it showed you that I wanted to do a stunning strike on it.
No, it didn't show it.
Did it do it?
Negative. It shows
Huh.
like line.
Well, make a DC 13 con save or be stunned, basically, is what it says.
Huh. Something must be wrong with that.
It's
Stop
the same as it
shrinking
was
it.
before. Ah! I didn't mean to shrink it, I meant to expand it. It's just
Oh.
you were also playing with it.
Spell card. That's really weird. I wonder if it's because you don't have any slots.
It shouldn't be. It worked before without
No.
slots.
It's really... Okay, I'll take a look at it later. DC 13 con. It succeeds.
Womp womp. Anyways. I will now steal a page from its book and teleport over next to volleyball.
Okay.
Hi.
This creature is teleports. It's going to walk over towards Jaden. It is going to lash out with both of its arms. Does not hit. You take 33
Yeah.
damage. I need to lessen it.
I thought I said it doesn't hit.
The second one doesn't. Hold on, I'm going to alter those though. So those values
No,
are...
Jaden ain't nobody's bitch.
I'm not about this bitch. 33 damage is shit to me.
No, but
only-
it's a lot to everybody else.
It's like all my health. I mean, as long as none of them target Ordell, then Ordell won't die.
Okay, there we go. I reduced it somewhat. And then it is going to teleport down here. That will end its turn. That ends its turn. The Grosh is going to peel back, or he's going to resummon his trident. He is going to walk over here and lash out with his trident. He hits. Second, Johnny, with the trident, would it be the main damage 1d6 for trident?
If he's using it with one hand, yeah.
Plus strength modifier, right?
Yep.
Okay. He does 9 damage to it. And then he pulls it back again for another strike. Unfortunately, he misses. Though he does stay engaged with the creature. That will end his turn. Jaden, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna throw a. I'm not sure he's within range. Actually, I'm gonna point the Wand of Wonder at him.
Okay.
Thinking with magic.
See what a 95 does. A burst of colorful shimmering light extends from you in the 30-foot radius. You and each creature in the area that can see must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or become blinded for 1 minute. A creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on success.
So within 15 feet.
Within 30
Of the
foot.
creature that's targeted, right?
Yeah.
It says you, correct?
Yeah, but I'm assuming it's talking about the creature that's your target.
Nope. This one will definitely be right on your face.
Oh.
So
That's me.
all of you guys get to Constitution saving throws, please.
Suck it.
Or Dell saves with a crit. Devin saves. Torin saves.
Does Talira technically have advantage because she's inside of a backpack?
Oh my god.
Negative. Janet is blinded. Voluble is also blinded.
Volleyball is 17 feet away.
Isn't the
It's
range
a
bigger
30
than
foot
15?
radius. It's a 30
Oh, I
foot
thought
radius.
you said 15 feet.
No, it's a 30-foot radius.
So just far enough to not hit anything worthwhile.
Well, he gets the
Don't hit that one.
two things, right?
He hit one of them, not the other one.
They don't have eyes.
Motherfuck.
Then I'm going to use my bonus action to cast, what's that shit? Healing
Blinded.
Word.
Yes, I am.
Janet is blinded. Voluble is also blinded. Healing word on who?
Voluble.
Okay. You receive 7 HP. Is healing word?
Bonus?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At level 2?
At any level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that changed. Alright. Mud Monster's dead. I'm gonna take him out. Torin, you're up.
I cannot cure blind, huh?
You saved.
No,
Because
I
of your
mean
plus
like
3?
midget with me in backpack.
No, I don't think so.
She ain't noticed it anyway, you'll be alright.
The one who's already moon beamed and whatever. I'm gonna move my mark over there.
I don't think it works the same way for you.
What, my mark? Yeah, it does. And I get an advantage roll because our buddy's behind him, right?
No. You have to be in melee range in order to flank.
So I don't get advantage for throwing a javelin even though my buddy's engaging him from the other side?
Correct. It's
That is
only for
correct.
melee.
Huh. Learn new shit every day. I'm pretty sure I missed.
You did indeed, but just barely. EOT.
Is lay on hands a bonus action?
No.
Alright, well then it is UOT.
Alright. This blank walker roll damage, please. It saves, it takes 4. He looks very wounded at this point, barely able to stand, though still standing. He's going to... Is going to teleport suddenly over to Jaden. It is going to slap him once. Take 18 damage. It sucks that your party members are blind. Ooh, that is such a huge debilitation. And that will end his turn.
Well, as I can't see shit, I can't really
Still
do
roll at
anything.
disadvantage.
You can
You get
roll. Yeah, you get to try at the.
At the end of my turn, though, right?
Let me double check and read it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I will ready my action to move the moonbeam in the event that I can find an enemy.
Okay, well, you can see because your vision is just reduced, isn't it? It's
Now, if
reduced
you're
in
blind, you're legit blind.
Oh. Alright.
But if he readies the action to move the moonbeam and then makes the save, he can move the moonbeam.
Yeah. Alright.
Or even if just if something moves right next to me so I know it's there, I could work with that too, but that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And then I will roll my save.
So there, you're up.
What's my disadvantage if I want to wing a dagger?
You can't see anything. So you can ready an action and then make your roll to, throw the dagger. If you succeed, then you throw the dagger. Otherwise, if something moves right next to you, then it'll hit.
Interesting.
Well, the interesting thing about it is the actual condition blind. It doesn't specify the specifics. It realistically doesn't say that you can't just throw at something at a disadvantage, but it seems a little odd to me that I can just attack whatever I want when I have no fucking clue where it's at.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything other than you have advantage and the attack rolls against you have advantage.
Right, that's why I was laying out the rule in case somebody else wants to do it different. That's the way I think about it, so that's the way I play it. I just don't think I should be able to see, so I'll play if I can.
Yeah, I mean, arguably it does say that a blinded creature can't see and automatically fails any ability check that requires sight, so if you treat attacks as abilities, then you'd automatically fail.
Well, I would-
Arguably.
I would think you were just like in permanent darkness or magical darkness at that point, and I would apply that as well.
Right, but even then, the same thing applies. Technically, I shouldn't know where my opponents are if I can't see anything, unless I have
Right.
some, third vision.
Right.
Okay, well, I'll just ready the action then.
All right. Make a Constitution save. Tori, you're our only hope. You succeed, you are no longer blinded. Therefore, make your attack.
Do it, Torin. Do it.
No, not Torin. You.
Oh, look at me go. Okay, so I can now throw my dagger.
Yes, that's what you
Thank you.
readied the attack for, right?
I just want to make sure. Blind, this thing is confusing.
Do you get sneak attack when you attack with a ready attack?
I was just gonna ask
Yes,
that.
as long as there's an ally within 5 feet. You do hit, and as your dagger whirls through the air and punches into the chest of this Blinkwalker, it crumbles to the ground beneath Jaden.
Woohoo!
Yay.
I just like swoop in and take all the glory. I love it.
Is that the end of your turn? Volley will go ahead. Okay. So you heal 10 HP. Very nice. Wardell.
Oh boy. So there's another Blinkwalker thingy over to
Southwest on this map.
the down there.
Yep.
Well within range. Am I going to be at half speed for any of that?
So once you enter this area, yes.
So like most.
So
of
you
it.
would have to like move down here, and then straight down and around. So if you wanted to move like without taking the there.
Can I get there?
So then you would here, and then you would here. So that would be 32. Yeah, you could make it.
I can make it to there-ish. Yes?
Yes, you can make it to there. You won't have like any of your movement. You'll have like 5 feet left.
It's okay, because I can teleport away.
Shadow step. Yep. And then, do you want an aura that shows your shadow step range?
No. I can just... It's 60 feet. It's not affected by half speed or anything, because it's a teleport, so it's just 60 feet.
That's why I'm saying I could do this.
No, it's fine. I don't need an aura to do that. I can just measure.
See? That makes it much easier for you to see your teleport range.
But I can't see the aura because it didn't load for me.
Oh.
Ew, and take it away because it's gross.
Well, let me hide it for you guys. There. You shouldn't be able to see the aura anymore.
It's fine.
Can you still see it?
No, it's gone.
Okay. So first one hits, second one misses, third one hits.
And I did a stunning strike, but I don't think I've actually popped that
I'll
up.
do
So just do another DC 13.
It saves.
Womp womp.
You do 10, 18 damage.
Bloop.
Okay. EOT. Let's see. Sensing a weakened party. It moves up towards Jaden.
Who wants to get
Makes it
killed?
unarmed attack, which hits. You take 13 damage, you are down. It then teleports away to here. And that will end its turn. Jaden, you are down. So that makes him. Move speed is like 5. Shit's here. Jaden, death saving throw, please. Evan, death saving throw, please. You're down.
No, I'm trying to find it. Luck.
Oh, that's bad.
Luck.
That would have been real bad.
You succeed on one.
Alright.
So that's both of your luck charges gone.
Wait, just for
2 out of
clarification,
3.
I have.
that's a death saving throw, but it's still a saving throw. Wouldn't it technically be 4?
Yeah, but still, he rolled a 1, so it still would be 2 counts towards death.
Yes. I don't think bonuses apply to a death save.
Well, that's what I was asking.
I don't think they do.
I'm pretty sure a save is a save.
Yeah, that's. That's what it says, man.
I mean, maybe so. But must be conscious? Is that
No,
what
I have to
everybody-
be conscious.
Yeah.
That's your call, DM.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Well, because
But
it saves
I'm
him as
looking up.
lucky.
No, it doesn't.
No.
No?
No,
He
the
was-
1 is the what's on the dice roll.
Oh, okay.
If you roll a 1, you get 2 negatives.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, there you go, Jeremy Crawford. A death saving throw is indeed a saving throw. If all saves are affected by a thing, death saves are affected.
Cool.
That's
For future reference.
awesome.
So,
Yeah, that makes death saves a lot less scary.
I'm still confused, though. He rolls a 1,
you have
but it's
to-
still. It would be a 4.
But a 1 is still what's rolled on the dice. Same as you have to roll a 20 on the dice to get a crit.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't matter that you actually, rolled a 24. The dice has to show a 20. If the dice shows a 1, you get 1 count. You get 2 counts towards your death.
That's why it's called a natural 1 or a natural 20. It's because it's before modifiers.
Okay. Alright.
So the interesting thing it would be, what if you had +10 to your saving throw?
Then you would auto save every time, even
Yeah.
if you
Right,
roll.
but a 1 would still give you 2 counts towards death. So you would get 2 counts towards death and 1 count towards life?
Yes, exactly.
That is some weird shit right
That's
there.
really weird.
At
Is that
least
even
that's-
possible to get a
that's the way I would
+10
put
on
it.
a death saving throw?
If
Well,
you
it
had a
is
shitload of
because if you had
paladins,
Bless and a Paladin. Well, you could get +9 with Bless and a Paladin, which would make it default to a 10, which is a success.
That is. I'm curious. I'll have to look that up. Alright, Torin, you're up.
Sorry, questions. I'm gonna go there. And he is out, right? So
What do you mean? Oh.
how do I can I stabilize him with lay on hands?
Yeah, you could.
Alright.
It would be your action. And he would actually stand up with 1 HP if you did lay on hands, or however much HP you wanted to restore.
Now is he still poisoned also?
Yes, he is.
Alright, so cool. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lay on hands for 5 health. Sorry. Let me make sure I do this right. I need to use 5 points of lay on hands to cure the poison. I'm gonna give him 1 for health to get him up. So he's up with no poison.
Okay.
And I have 24 points left in my lay on hands. Oh, sorry, I always forget that that's. Yeah, I don't have a thing to click to make it pop up over there, but I am tracking it here.
That's fine.
And I want to switch my Hunter's Mark to the last flying dude we can see, please.
Mark. He's Mark.
Awesome. And that will be EOT for
Wait,
me.
isn't Hunter's Mark for a paladin an action?
No, a Hunter's Mark is a Hunter's Mark no matter who uses it.
Okay. Alright. That fucker's dead. Katarian, you're up.
Well, it's about a bitch. But I guess I'm gonna do the same thing again.
Devin, you need to start tracking your HP.
Because I cannot
Oh.
see shit.
He stabilized you and gave you 1 HP and you're no longer poisoned.
Okay.
I already made the changes, but dude, pay attention.
There you go. It says it at the bottom just for clarification for you, man.
Yeah. Still blinded. Talira.
Whee! You hit that thing.
It should be within range 60 feet, I believe. Yeah.
And because there's nobody there, it's not a sneak attack, correct?
No, you have sneak attack because you have an ally within 5 feet.
No, it has to be 5 feet.
It has- Yeah.
Oh, well then never mind. No. God, that sneak attack will be funky.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but it's alright. Can't be badass all the time.
Ha! You can if you're me.
Alex, do you want me to turn it off?
I mean, it would be useful occasionally, but yes. Like, if you could make a toggle for me to turn it on and off, that would be cool. But
You can edit it. So whenever you want to shadow
I'll figure it
step,
out later. For now, just turn it off.
just double click on your token, and you see where it says Aura 1.
Yeah.
Whenever you want to turn it on, just add a 60 into that box and hit save changes. It'll show the aura.
Oh, alright, cool.
Alright, Talira, you missed.
Oh, yeah, I guess I probably did.
You don't have advantage. Sorry. Voluble, make your saving throw. And ready an attack, I'm sure? Or what do you want to do here? The one to your left is alive. Constitution. You are no longer blinded.
Nice.
And you readied your attack, I take it. Can you? Yeah, you can take a bonus action. Yep. Marked. Okay. Make your attacks with this. Hits. And hits. So that is 28 points of damage. Nice. Okay. Alex, you're up.
Sweet. Does he have a moonbeam on him? Because I don't know. Okay,
No.
good.
The moonbeam has not moved from its square.
That was kind of fail.
Miss, hit.
But I did 10 damage. Is he dead?
Yep. You guys just started laying on any damage onto this one.
I don't think Stunning Strike is going to work this button, but I did it.
Okay. So that is -3 key.
Yeah, still got 3 left.
Yep. Let's go on the sheet. Hey!
God damn it, I thought for once I maybe got one. Nope.
Alright. This Blink Walker is going to walk over to Voluble, smack him. Oh, and crit.
Oh, yeah.
Devin, no.
So that is...
I'm pretty sure that's voluble down.
Yeah, that's Voluble down, I believe. I think that's... Hold on. Yes, he's down. And that will end its turn. That leaves Grosh. He's going to move straight up to here. He is going to attack the Blink Walker. And miss. And go for another attack, which hits. 9 damage. Okay. And that's that. Jaden, you're up. Devin.
Yep. So I'm going to stand up and
You hit 4 damage.
I'm gonna move back.
Okay.
Since he's popped those, are they safe to walk on now?
At this point, no. The poisonous vapors are still escaping.
Would I be able to move across? It doesn't matter. Shit balls. Katerin's still blind too, huh? Shit. Alright, well, would I be able to go here? Then there?
Yeah.
Alright. Up here. And then... I should be able to make it right next to volleyball, right?
Yes.
Alright.
He is still diseased.
Yeah. So that's my movement. We're gonna do same thing as last time. I'm gonna take 18. He can have 4 health and be not diseased. I'm gonna put my hands down. I'm gonna walk on up and use my lay on hands. So 4 health and not diseased. I only have 15 points of lay on hands left anymore.
Okay.
And nope. That's an action. Damn it. Alright, that's it for me. Sorry.
Okay.
I thought I was able to stun a little bastard, but I can't. It's not a bonus action.
Talira.
I get sneak attack. Woo!
Yes, you do.
Ding.
Yes, we are all dead.
EOT, please. You hit. Sorry, I was muted.
I'm haunting you. Woo!
Volleyball. Let's see what you can do, Mike. You're at disadvantage if you are attacking. It looks wounded. It's still able to stand fairly well, but it does look like it would be fairly well wounded if it was a normal person. Okay. For 1 square, yes. So we'll take 5 feet of movement to move out of that square, and then depending on where you want to move from there, it will only take. You can't move through a person's square, so to say. So yeah, you would have to move off to the side and around. I wouldn't recommend you take that path. Your movement speed is going to be halved anywhere through here. And no, you can't really. Yeah. I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. So anywhere from here down, or here down, is going to be double movement. So that's 20 feet to move. This is all a grass patch. First one missed, second one hit. You did 12 damage. Ordell, you're up.
Yay! Where's Groshk?
Groshk is on the other side of Voluble. So
directly below it.
yes,
Got it.
he's getting flanking right here.
I will get flanking with Torin.
Let Let me make his token smaller. Because we shouldn't do that big.
I can't see him anyways.
Well, you would be in his squares normally. Make your attacks.
To work.
You hit. You hit.
Stun that piece
And
of
you hit.
shit, please, or kill it.
Is it dead?
Let's see. 9. That's 18. That's 26. No, it is not dead. It can barely stand right now.
Go ahead and throw another unarmed strike at it.
Is that a flurry of blows?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you lunge in with your last uppercut and you come up underneath where the chin would be on a, if this was a person. You hear the neck snap with the force and the form crumbles before you. It is dead.
I'll boot its snoot.
Alright, you guys are once again victorious, though many of you are wounded.
Terry, would you be so kind?
Yes, I will.
Make your constitution check, Johnny.
Okay. But unless we're gonna get in combat the next 4 rounds, I don't even care. I'm just gonna start creating berries and people can come get them. Yep, so blundered.
Alright, yeah, so you guys will have to move to get those berries.
So I will use 2 first level slots and create 24 HP berries. Start with valuable. How much do you need valuable? Alright, so you're back to full.
Nobody has a disease or poison anymore, right?
Correct.
No. And there's 44 HP for you, Devin. How much of that will leave you down?
Devin,
Yep.
pay attention.
I said there's 44 healing for you. How much more do you need?
What? Okay. I still need 21.
Alright, I'll step into a third level slot.
Okay.
And take 5 more, Devin.
As the berries
That's 20
are,
HP, by the way.
Figured.
as the berries are being distributed, you notice the mud off to the southeast is starting to kind of wave and move in a strange motion.
Hello, Mod. I waved back.
God,
I think it's time to get a move on.
Yep.
Chris, are you not moving? as you guys move past the mud and the strange waves that were forming as it moved towards you, it suddenly becomes still. And the swamp once again falls silent, other than the sounds of the normal wildlife.
Are there any alligators in this swamp, Kyle?
No.
What the fuck kind of swamp you got going on here?
Not in this section, no. Maybe later on, but not right now, not in this
I'm
place.
looking my eyes out for alligators.
Alright,
I don't know how to turn.
do any of you guys wish to do any searching or do anything in this map?
I will.
Hell no, I don't. I'm gonna get the fuck up and out of here.
What you need a perception check?
Yep. Janet, here in a couple minutes, we'll be calling in. Alright, reaching down, you notice some fern that has been stuck between some rocks, and you notice that this fern has a strange red shooting across its leaves rather than a normal green coloration. You lean down and you snip off a couple of pieces of it. Add a red arrow fern to your inventory, please. And with that, you guys have made it out of the map. Groshk seemingly perks up with the end of combat and gladly leads the way forward as you guys begin trekking deeper into the swamps toward the large gnarled tree that you heard about. And there we will call it a night.
He perks up after
Alrighty.
combat. What
Yes, he
a
does.
Fun.
pansy lizard man did we take?
He was happy throughout the whole thing, but he saw people getting downed and he was concerned.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what he's thinking. He's like, what type of pansy party am I leading here?
Yeah.
I'll be right back. So, folks, that was our latest episode of CSROs as we make our way through this terrible, crappy swamp with lizard men and mud monsters and other bullshit. The grind is real, it's very slow and kind of painful. Torrin's dealing with his own personal stuff. The lizard men that they're with, he kind of thinks are, not really hurting anything, but not necessarily good. And hopefully they're going to help him get to where he can actually kill some really super evil bad dudes, so it's kind of worth it to him. But tomorrow at 4 o'clock we will have our second episode of Princes of the Apocalypse. It's kind of like my weekend DnD stuff that I do here on Twitch. So hope you'll come watch that if you can. If not, you can always see this stuff on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for all the support. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. And I will see you folks here hopefully tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed. Good night, everyone.